Okay, well, welcome everyone to our workshop. We appreciate you stopping by. My name is Margaret Prescott, and I was a delegate from New York State during the 1977 conference. I'll tell you a little bit about that. Actually, I got elected as an alternate, but I wound up being able to serve as a full delegate. The chair of our workshop, Phoebe Joan Schellenberg, took quite ill and wasn't able to fly, lost her voice, poor thing, could barely talk. So we're just going to be impromptu here and have each of our panelists introduce ourselves. People will speak for, we're aiming for 7 minutes, stopping at 10 minutes. Because we want to have time for discussion and interaction, and also time for you to have a look at our goodies at the back of the room before we have to rush out of here. Let me hit the record button here. Okay. And so we're going to start to my right. Unfortunately, I generally don't start to the right, y'all. Okay, but in this instance, yes. And each panelist will introduce herself and then give her presentation.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Reverend Annie Chambers, and I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. I'm a longtime welfare rights activist. I'm a civil rights activist. I'm also a Black Panther, and I'm also a minister.
All right.
Okay? Yeah, and I'm still fighting. And I'm 76 years old. I'm a mother, a grandmother, a great-grandmother, and a great-great-grandmother. God have blessed me with 25 children of my very own. God also blessed me, I found out yesterday, that now I have 305 grandchildren. So I'm really blessed.
It's a tribe, okay? A mini nation.
Yes.
Are you really here, or are we just?
Well, I'm here, baby, and she is here. I'm here.
To bilocate, you must share with us.
Yes, and I'll be willing to answer any questions later. I am, as I said, an activist, and I've been an activist for 56 years now. That ever since I was 14 years old. But God has given me the strength to continue in the fight and in the battle, and I continue to fight. I run a program called Big Mama House. Is one of the things I do. Big Mama House is a program where anybody, any child, anyone can just walk in. There is no money involved. You don't have to pay money for your child to come. But Big Mama House also provide food for the children. We do have clothes. We get them 3 meals. They can come in the morning from 6:30 to 9:30 at night and come into Big Mama's house and stay. Because sometimes it's hard for parents to get daycare, and we try to work with the homeless and with parents that are trying to find a job or may have to go to some other program. So we keep the children there to make sure that they're safe. We carry the children out swimming. We carry the children do all these activities. And I just wanted to give you a bio of what we do. I'm also a public housing RAV delegate, and I fight for public housing for the people of Baltimore City. I'm also a member of the Maryland State Green Party, and I'm co-chair of the Maryland Green Party. Those are some of the things that I do. I also have a prison ministry, and I also co-pastor a church. But I'm here because many years ago, I was a welfare recipient, and was really caught up when welfare, as I tell some of the young people now, we fought for the things that y'all are lying to happen. I went to jail so some of these things could be changed. Welfare, as we know it today, was triple time worse for us. And as a black woman, you really got treated bad when you went to apply for welfare in any state. But in the state of Maryland, you know, if you were black and you went to say, if you said, look, I need support, my husband left or my man left, I had a baby or whatever, then, you know, they'd ask you 1,000 questions in the first place, and then they would, you know, say, make out the application. You made out your application, and after you made out your application, they say you will be hearing from us in a month. So that means go hungry, go whatever. If you say, I don't have any food in your house, and, you know, asking for emergency food, they would say, well, you have to go to, you know, one of the programs or the church or somewhere, and maybe they can help you, you know, get food. Well, I became president of Welfare Rights in Baltimore City at that time, and we decided we weren't going to get set out no more. We were going to get food and clothing for our children, and so we met with the state, and the state said, look, this is the law, and there's nothing you can do about it. Well, you're dealing with a group of women who were really destituted with our children, and so we got together and we talked, and I, at that time, 18 of my children were still at home. And my thing was, I couldn't even afford where I was living at, which was 3 bedrooms, or small 3-bedroom house. And so I said, oh, hell no, I'm just tired, I ain't taking it. I, went to the Department of Social Services, and I said, I'm gonna get evicted. And they said, well, don't you have somebody that can help you? And you can't have a man, so who's the somebody that's gonna help you? Did they tell you can't have a man in your house? So, it's like we don't really care. But my thing was, we're gonna stay here till we get help. And I organized the Women in Welfare Rights. And so we decided to stay, not move out of the welfare office, even after they called the police. They brought in some marshals also to try to threaten us. And we said, we don't, I said, well, hell, put me in jail, then you got to take care of my children. I'm tired. I can't stand to see my children with no food, and I know I'm going to get set out the next day. They did lock us up. They put us in jail. And welfare rights became stronger in Baltimore City because that was my first eviction in jail, okay? And so we have tried in Baltimore and in the state of Maryland, because I became co-chair of the state, and we have done lots of work in the welfare arena. I want to touch on the women's movement, because, I'm a black woman. We had a movement all our life to try to survive. Our movement was survival and making change for ourselves and our families. And we did ask the white women's movement, and that's what it was at that time.
That's right.
You understand? It was that if they would come in and support us. And we didn't get an answer. They didn't say yeah, they didn't say no. But I tell you, when Ronald Reagan and them attacked them on reproduction rights and everything, then they came to us. And they said, oh, we sisters, we got to stand together. Okay? Because they would stand in the back and we'd be out there raising hell. We kicked the doors down and everything, and we were the ones ready to go to jail. And some of the white sisters came with us, and they went to jail. We got so good, we got some nuns out there to help us out. So the thing is that I feel now the women's movement have moved right back to where they are. That they don't include poor, low-income, working women and women of color in the movement until they need them. And I'm saying to the women's movement right now, you better know that you need every woman in this world, every woman that you can get, because we under attack. Whether you brown, black, white, whatever color. Even some of y'all middle income or upper class women, y'all need us too. Because your men ain't gonna do what you need to do. So y'all need us too. So I hope that we can come together. Thank you.
Yeah.